All right, so as we talked about, there's a new show, and Nicole was the one actually that pointed this out to me. I'm a little bit lost when it comes to TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm still stuck on Seinfeld reruns. But she pointed out there's a new show called Man Up. Now, have you seen it? I know you said you hadn't seen it, but...
I did watch about 10 minutes and could not sit through
Are you
it.
serious?
I thought it was the worst thing ever.
Oh, that is terrible.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so this show is on ABC. It's on, I think, Tuesday nights at 8:30. And are we going to show a clip? All right, we're going to show a clip, and then we'll talk a little bit about it when we get back.
That's awesome. Thanks.
It's not for you. It's for Nathan's birthday.
But this video game is violent and scary.
Yeah.
It says right here on the box, ages 17 and older.
All right.
This would have been a great thing for me to get him.
So put both of our names on it.
No, I need to get him something just for me. Father to son. Something that says, I know you're a man now because I, too, am a man. Ugh, we need more hazelnut creamer. And next time, can you get the non-dairy stuff?
I'm sorry, honey, but your grandfather fought in World War II, your father fought in Vietnam, but you play video games and use pomegranate body wash.
Are you saying I'm not a man?
You are man-ish?
No, man-ish is what your cousin Stacy is. I am all man.
Just tell you, I actually prefer the raspberry body wash over the
okay.
pomegranate. I don't think pomegranate is a good, body smell. Raspberry, just to let you guys know.
Okay.
So, in the interest of full disclosure and being honest with everybody out there, Sarah laughed during that clip. So, as much as you hated it, you did laugh.
For 1 second.
For a second.
It
We
wasn't
only
a real
showed
laugh.
a 2-second clip. So anyway, this show kind of brings up a question about, are men real men nowadays? And I think that was a good clip to show, guys talking about and doing those kind of things, non-dairy creamer, pomegranate body wash and stuff. And so Nicole actually brought this up in her blog, and we had a little back and forth, a little he said, she said, which is a new segment that we're going to do just because we like to argue. So that is on her website. It's thedatingmarketplace.com. So check that out, Living in a Man-Up World. So that's where you can read the argument, but next week you can live it because we're going to have it on here. But we're going to talk a little bit about it now. So forgetting about the show for a second, the show that you apparently don't really like, I mean, how do you feel about that, the whole man-up phrase, and do you think that is legit? Do you think guys are less of men than they used to be?
That is a great question, and there's no real easy way to answer it. And I was actually watching our past shows, and I actually said something like, be a man and call a woman.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, I do use it. But for me, being a man just means making the steps, do what you need to do the right thing, be a respectful person, and go for it. So that's sort of the way I interpret it.
Okay.
Do I think that men overall have changed? I think men have more opportunities to be a little more sensitive and to be more emotional now than they used to without the stigma, which is a great thing. But I do hear from women that maybe they're turning a little bit too much in the other direction, and that can be challenging too.
Do you think that, one of the questions that Nicole asked, do you think that Hollywood has perpetuated this and turned it into something? Or do you think it's, in other words, do you think that they sort of fan the flames of it, or do you think they represent it properly?
I think there's a lot of glorification of this man-child
Right.
picture, especially in the media, and it's hilarious to see men acting like little boys and engaging in kind of silly behavior. Who doesn't want to see that? I mean, the only man's man I can really think of right now is
Me?
John Draper, yes, and
okay.
Mad Men, where it's very
Yep.
stoic and everyone's drinking their alcohol at work.
Right.
But most of the time, men are definitely getting a lot of attention for being silly and childish and having delayed adolescence. So men in their 30s are acting like they're 14.
But I think what you said, that it's funny, it's hilarious,
It
it's
is.
entertaining. And the thing is, I think people, and I don't know if this is the case, but I think people might confuse that for reality. In other words,
Right.
like, it's entertainment. Just because, I mean, it's a lot funnier and a lot more entertaining to see guys like that than sort of a more normal,
Sure.
and I think an example I use, if Al Bundy was a normal husband,
Right.
no one would watch the show.
No.
But because he was the way he was, that's why people watch. It didn't necessarily represent husbands. And I think there's a little bit of a problem with society and how they just, allow television, movies, or whatever to influence the way they think about other people. I think
Right.
that's the case where, like, if you see guys on TV who are like that, you just become brainwashed into thinking that guys are like that in reality. And it's like, I don't watch Desperate Housewives and assume every woman is a cheating whore. You know what I mean? I don't watch Sex and the City and think women are, pathetic and, like, what's her name, going back to Big, after he does all that. Oh, I do, yeah, of course. I mean, all the crap he did to her and leaving her at the altar. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. And she, that's kind of pathetic. And Samantha, incapable of having a real relationship. I don't think women are like that. The Bachelor, do I think women are? I watch The Bachelor sometimes. Women are shown in a terrible light, but I don't assume that that's the way they are just because of those things. And I think it should be the same for guys, where, if guys on TV, if guys in movies, if they're silly, if they're adolescent, if they're whatever, it's just for entertainment purposes, I think.
Yeah, and I think that the reason this comes up now more than ever is because we do see kind of a delayed adolescence, and that men do kind of settle down later and get into their careers later and look for wives later. And I think that that's sort of following this pattern of how long can you really have that kind of bachelorhood, and I feel like that's where this is coming from, and more so than ever before.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I also, though, and it's something that I'll get into a little bit more next week, I think when it comes from females, when they sort of complain about guys being this way and guys not being the kind of men that they want, I get a little bit angry because they don't, I feel like they don't look at themselves.
Right.
In other words, they'll complain about how there are no good men out there, for example, and the way they act is not deserving of a good man. And believe me, I've seen it firsthand, and I'll decide how much I want to share next week. But I get angry because I'll hear somebody say, can't find a good man in their 30s, and then I'll just watch how she acts, and I'm like, it's because you're acting like an idiot. You know what I mean? So that kind of gets me angry, and
Absolutely.
I'm gonna table my anger.
Okay.
For next week.
Take some deep breaths.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some yoga, and so here's how you can get in touch with us. We had a tweet come in, or we're gonna show a tweet, but how you can get in touch with us first. I'm going to do this, Sarah. Leave it to the professionals. You can call us at 877-PULSE-411. You can tweet us, one word, the Pulse, or one word, Single Mentality. Email single.mentality. Oh, man, almost made it through. At yahoo.com, or find us on Facebook. What's the tweet we got? Or the tweet that came in, or whatever you want to show, Kyle. What do we got?
So you were hating on Man Up, Phil, and actually...
No, wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Actually, I am stand corrected, and we're just doing double Sarah hating because of the goatee and how much she hates how I look, even though I've been told by many of women that wear fine heels that I look sexy. People are tweeting about Man Up, and as much as Sarah hates it, the word on Twitter is that it's actually a good show real quick. Hashtag Man Up is one of the funniest shows ever. Never laughed so much in my life. You have never seen Brendan stand up. Now watching Man Up, Season 1, Episode 4. This series is so hilarious. I laugh so much, XD, hashtag Man Up. A couple more tweets. Who's watching Man Up tonight? Hashtag ABC at 8:30. The Wingman episode. Sweet. Can't wait. 2 more tweets, I know. Watching Man Up on ABC. Hilarious. Lots of potential. Like Brendan in last one. Hashtag Last Man Standing and hashtag Man Up are my 2 favorite American comedies. I suggest you all download them right now. So Man Up, as much as you may hate it, Sarah, it actually is getting love on Twitter.
All right. Maybe I need to have a drink or something before I watch it.
Well, I think next week, one thing I want to talk about is it humor that women can appreciate? Because I think because I watch it and I think it's funny, but I can also understand if you or a woman might not appreciate it. So I think that's something that I kind of want to talk about a little bit. I think that first tweet was by Saucy Sarah. I think that was her thing. I think that should be your
Saucy
your
Sarah.
name.
I'm not saucy.
All right, we're going to show you a clip. We actually asked a couple people out last night.
Okay.
Did a little work last night and asked a couple people what they thought about the notion that men should man up. We're going to show you that, and then when we come back, we're going to give away, look what I got here, 4 free passes to the Foxy Lady. You do not want to miss that. Watch this clip, and we'll be back.
No, so I mean, I just feel today that, like, well, not just today, but for a while, that guys seem to be portrayed, especially in, probably more in commercials than anything else. Like, they're kind of like just drunken meatheads. Like, I mean, you know, you see Bud Light commercials and exactly, which drunken meathead has its time and place. Don't get me wrong. I've fulfilled that description on many occasions. But, like, for the most part, you know, I mean, not all guys are, you know, just drunken idiots who, like, you know, salivate over a fridge full of beer.
How many nights this week did you say you were out drinking? I'm just wondering.
Heather, that really is not relevant to this discussion.
Monday.
I feel like men are as objectified as women. And today it's like women complain about, you know, oh, you watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show or you see women on this and that and they're all like, you know, 100 pounds and like no fat. And it's like, okay, but you look in any magazine and you see any guy and he's got a six-pack and friggin' tan and toned, and it's just like they're looking at the same thing that we're looking at. So I don't think there's any right to complain. Like, there's just as much beefcake out there on the guy's side as there is chicks in no clothes and haven't eaten a sandwich since they were 12.
I agree with you, but I think women take more slack for, do you want to wait till you finish some more of your drink? Okay. But I don't think men get as bad a rap for being the complainers. I think even if a girl has no problem with a guy watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show, she still gets a rap just by virtue of being a woman, that she's going to have an issue with it.
What kind of rap?
Well, you just said complaining and, oh, you look at her, she's 100 pounds.
Yeah, but I think
I don't care what you watch. As long as you know real women don't look at that, it's fine.
girls are always like, oh, look, all he cares about is how she looks and this and that. And it's like, you know what? Girls care about the same thing. Like, it goes both ways, and it's just, I don't know. I think guys have gotten the bad rap on that one, and girls talk about it and definitely focus on it just as much, even if they don't say so.
The Pulse Network. It's social TV.